Hey, what's going on, guys? Vega here from ATX Special Forces, and I got something I gotta start putting together to upgrade my mining rig. Let's see if I can show you this. So I can't pronounce the name of it. Veddha, V-E-D-D-H-A, Veddha, whatever. Anyways, off of Amazon, was 120 bucks back when mining was super popular. Now it's not as much because the cryptocurrency has dropped like a rock. We got an 8-bay or 8 video card mining rig, case, frame, whatever you want to call it. The instructions kind of suck, and they do come in English, but here are the parts that it comes with. These are fan clips, fan guards or frames so you don't get your fingers in the blades, and a whole box of hardware. This looks like motherboard mounts or no. But I'm going to try to figure out this jigsaw puzzle. Here's all the bars that we need. Not sure what this is for, but what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start throwing this thing together. Eventually later this week, I got to move everything over from the cheap mining frame, or the cheapest mining frame. I think is the cheapest because it's just a bunch of painter sticks on a case sideways. Move over, build this all up, move everything over. So let me start throwing this together. Try to time lapse it for y'all. Hopefully it's good quality this time, and we'll see how everything turns out. Alright, so here's the final look at the product, I guess you could say. The frame's actually pretty easy to put together. I'd say about 15-20 minutes if I wasn't goofing off and grabbing something to drink. Busted out the old 8800 GTX from EVGA just to get measurements. Most cards are longer than that. I'm going to have to figure it out with the shorter cards because they don't extend all the way, but I'm sure they have mounting holes here on the opposite end. The hardest part about this entire frame is these little end pieces right here. That's about it, because the way they tie in to the frame, little nuts or anchors, I guess you could say, are a pain to work with or to keep in position and screw into. But there's the main portion of the frame. On the back side here is where the fans go. So fans on this side, obviously a graphic card. They even include nuts or screws to tie it in. I was right about these. These are the motherboard standoffs. It extends, it's just a really tall one. because obviously the motherboard is going to be raised up off of the bottom of the frame. Motherboard sits in the middle, and you can have power supply on either side here. And then, you know, SSD mounted kind of vertical instead of horizontal. Got a couple more screws, power button, everything you really need to get everything together or use. But assembling the frame was really easy. You take these long screws right here. Make sure that you got everything angled right. Everything is numbered. If you look on the sheet, everything is numbered and laid out. Really hard to see, but you know, FS01, 04, 02. Then the screws are labeled as well. So manual didn't do bad. Common sense, you can figure it out. Just make sure that depending on which side you're working on, you want these to be flush. You don't want the screws sticking out. But everything mounts up pretty well. Very easy. I would work from the bottom up. Don't do like I did and attach the end legs just yet, because at the bottom here you have those little 90s, which again, those are the pain in the butt ones that are hard to put in there. Real quick, guys, just to show you this. Didn't matter the orientation that I put the board in, whether it was facing with the I/O back here or the opposite side, the standoffs won't fit, at least not the middle ones. I can get the bottom ones to fit, so there's no support right here, which I don't like, so I'm going to use electrical tape, because with the standoffs you don't want to short the back of the board or the PCB. But because this board is so narrow, when I tried it the other way, the other orientation, I could get the top standoffs to work, but not the middle. Like these standoffs would not, they'd be back, they're either too far in and too far back because of how narrow the board is, unfortunately. So, alright guys, well, it's time to do a first boot and find out if it actually powers on. Finally got it booted. Monitor's posting. It had to find the drivers first because no matter what display port I connected the monitor to, it would not load. So drivers installed. I got to reset up all my profiles and everything, and then I should be good to go. But it's stackable, so you can always upgrade in the future. I got to clean up everything. Got some dust on the floor I got to clean up. But there she goes. That's what she looks like. 1070, 1070, 1080 Ti, 980 Ti, 1070, EVGA 1066 gig, 2080 Ti, and the RX 590. Now the 1080 Ti and the 2080 are not staying in here. Either one is going to be in my system. I'm just testing this 1660 Ti. If you haven't seen my mining performance on that, check back. I'll probably have it linked in the description. Motherboard sits down there. As I mentioned, the middle standoffs, because this board is so slim, didn't really like it. Power supply, you got your 2 mining points, and server power supply. Wiring could be a little bit cleaner, but I'm working with what I got, especially since you got to be careful with these smaller cards. As you can see, they don't reach the bar back here, so I'm going to have to make something or a stand or a prop or something just to keep it from leaning like that, because I'm not comfortable with it. But all the full-length cards look really good and got plenty of clearance, plenty of space. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, my afterburner profiles, all that good stuff, or excuse me, my Nvidia inspector. Because this is a stackable mining frame, you've got some feet, or you can leave the feet off and connect multiple. Another power supply bracket, so if you have 2 and don't have a server power supply. Fan grills or protectors, and then these things right here are for connecting your fans in the back side here. But you got to have 8 fans total to go all the way across and connect everything, which I do not have at the moment because I'm using my fans on my main system. It's very easy. It takes about 15 minutes to actually connect everything all up, but figuring out your wiring and everything might take a little bit longer, and I got an error on the screen, so I'm out of here, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. That was fun. My buddy Ed was helping me out in cleaning up everything while I was trying to get everything situated and prepared. So there you go. There's the cheapest mining frame upgraded to the second cheapest mining frame. Honestly, 30 bucks is not a bad deal for this thing. So I will let you know my thoughts maybe in a future video or give you an update. But it's actually not a bad product. Again, it's from a company called Veddha. Not a bad thing whatsoever. I will tell you this, the screws that come with this thing, I'm not sure if the same screws that are used to mount the video cards are the same screws you're supposed to mount the motherboard with, but I was having issue with the standoffs. So I just got my own. They're the fine, not the coarse screw types, but I made it work. Alright guys, you have a good one. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.